Don't say that word.
So, I just wanted to do a video on the Smoktech Groove. I got this about a week ago, and okay. Much like the plastic groove, this one is chrome encased. This one is the blue chrome. You look at the box, this is the box that the plastic came in too. It's showing venting on the back. This one, no venting. So that kind of concerned me when I first got it. I'm not going to show you how this vapes because I'm not turning it on. I'm going to tell you why. When I first got it, it thumped. Like every time I move, I'm not going to do it now, but I could feel something large thumping inside from side to side. And of course I, like a nut, was like shaking it. What is that thumping? So I took it apart. It has the this is a variable voltage, variable wattage. I won't go through the menu because, like I said, I'm not going to vape this. I'm going to show you why I plan on tossing this. Okay. Supposedly this was supposed to be, could use it as a pass-through while you were charging it. 5-den connection with a pretty deep well, although if you look at this well, it is cause for concern. Because I'll tell you what, when I first took this apart, there was juice inside. You can see the bottom here, it's not quite, it doesn't quite, it's got a little bit of a lip there, so it doesn't stand up well. It's got a little bit of a wiggle, so it falls down really easy. Once you see the inside of this, you're going to know why I'm concerned. And I mean, actually the second time I took it apart, I couldn't even get it back together. So all the screws are not in there. I'm going to take it real quick. I probably should have done this. I'll fast forward through this. There. So 12 screws, and like I said, didn't even have them all in. So it's basically encased. So you take off the top, and be careful if you plan on putting this back together. These little buttons are freestanding, so they're going to fall off. There. Okay. This is encased in what appears to be, it says 3800 mAh smoke on it, 3.7 volts. You can see that. But it seems to be encased in like a foil of some kind. Now the wiring looks good. it looks, you know, hefty enough. And it's sitting, the bottom, I can take this off. There's the so the innards are actually encased in plastic, but only on one side. So, the thumping. I'm going to try and take this out carefully, because I don't want to mess with it. Of course, I've been pressing this down so hard. I can't get my fingernails in there. Can you hear that? I can't get my finger in there. Of course, now it's going to hold on. I could shake this and it would come apart earlier. Here it is. I don't get the fingernails for it. There we go. Okay, can you hear? That is secured with double-sided tape, and not even very thick. It's more like a Scotch tape. So what was happening was this was letting go from the plastic and thumping against the metal. Can you see where that could be a problem? The first time I took it apart, I thought, oh, okay, the epoxy that it was stuck with wasn't in there enough, right? So I just pushed it back down. Now, when I pushed it back down, just because, you know, I just pushed it back down, I pushed it off center. So I pushed it back like this. And then I put it back together, and this happened. Do you see that? So now I have infiltrated, I've pierced through this coating of, I don't know what, tin foil? So there's been, I wouldn't say quite a few, 3 so far, but see that now it was on the other side, it's doing the same thing. That screw has hit it and pierced the, you see that? So now we got metal screws actually touching this, depending on where your sticky tape lands. The metal screws holding the case on are actually making contact with the battery. People say, oh, well, it's protected by this whatever, I don't know. But this stuff, I stuck it back down, and after about, I don't know, a day, it started thumping again. So there's been 3 reports of people dropping these and having them catch on fire, or not fire so much as venting, basically. And I can see how that could happen, because once this lets go, it can either make contact with the screws that are protruding into the plastic case, obviously, because it's making a mark on the battery, or it's this tin foil coating is making contact with metal. So either way, I can see how it's shorting it out and making it bent. Now, I suppose if you were handy, you could figure out a way to secure this better. I suggest that even if you do, you refrain from using the screws that go on the sides, because the screws are long enough to actually go through the plastic to the other side. And somehow like this is encased in plastic, maybe get a piece of plastic for this part, if they can get it. It should fit because it thumps around there pretty good, so that that battery does not make contact with this. I'm not even putting this back together. I plan on tossing this because this just makes me nervous, and you know what, it's not worth it to me. It doesn't do anything different than, what do I got? Oh, I have one of the new eye tastes, a variable wattage, the new one. It doesn't do anything different. It's not, I mean, it's prettier, but it's also a fingerprint magnet, so this to me is a fail. And I mean, I've been keeping this until I could do the video in the kitchen, in the bar sink, in the metal sink, so if anything happens while I'm not around, it won't burn my house down. So this is going in the sink tonight and in the garbage tomorrow. Like I said, if you're handy enough and know enough about circuitry and shit, you could probably make this safe enough to keep. But like I said, don't reinsert. There's enough screws in this stupid thing that you don't need to reinsert the ones on the side. Avoid that. Maybe if you can encase that somehow to make it a little safer, go ahead. But if you're new and you're thinking about buying one of these, I would have to say no, don't do it. If you can get your hands on the plastic ones, they're fine because they're plastic. There's nothing to short it out, and there's no reports of the plastic ones having any problems. So I hope this is helpful. The Groove is a fail.
Sumi, don't say that word. Oh boy.